So here's how I was thinking I would like to lay this whole channel out. Um, but most of you can relate to perhaps my name is Earl. Remember the list that he had, and he kind of went down the list. Well, I have that as well. My journey of awakening and kind of realizing what was going on, there was definitely a chronology to it that created a nice flow for me. Knowing my family, I think that I would like to, uh, I don't know, facilitate, no, because we're all independent, but just maybe kind of take them on a gentle journey because some of this information when we receive it is extremely triggering and can cause us to shut down. And right now, we don't have time to shut down. And so that's kind of why I'm creating this. Um, so back to this list. My name is Earl. Not Earl. My name is Brandy. But these are all individuals and they may vary and they may come from different perspectives and paradigms of thought, but they each activated something in me that was vital to bringing me to the next step of my journey. Um, and so I, I have had some pretty traumatic things in my life happen, and so I was able to take these really intense topics, i.e., and these memory activations, if you will, and I was able to move through them, I think, quickly, or am moving through them, not so sure. So, as we become awake and as we learn of other realities and maybe off world existence, we too become aware of our role in that story of off world existence. And some of that maybe looks amazing, but maybe a lot of it doesn't. Uh, Again, this is so beautiful to realize and learn because it leads us to our next step of claiming our spiritual sovereignty. Um, yeah, that's what I want for you. So that's why we're here. And we don't have time to sit around and allow for other people to, or never mind. Anyway, super love you. List. My thoughts were to take us on a journey. In order to simplify anything, I don't want to jump right into like time travel, space programs, and so on. Although I'm sure you guys could just jump right in and take it. But again, this is my gift to you of trying to bring it in a kind of cohesive, step by step, so each layer makes sense and gives way and allows for you to facilitate the next layer of information. So for me, this began on a journey of learning. I wanted to learn quantum physics. I always told my kids I wasn't going to die, I was going to dissolve. So the desire to do that, along with some trauma, um, kind of just exploded and allowed my mind to take it all in immediately. And from there, I began remembering things and receiving light codes and getting visits. It's been beautiful. And so thank you. Thank you. Okay. So the list of names, these are the people that have a wealth of information and knowledge that is reputable, tangible, and something I want to show you guys or refer to, or maybe even have conversations. Most of them are like big in these communities, probably don't have time, but we'll find little snippets of their videos and put it together in a way that you can absorb. And I want to begin the topics in this kind of way. I started this. Again, I didn't want to jump into secret space programs and all the things there. um, but instead, I was thinking of kind of, I created like my way of how this may be really easy to digest. I can even sit and explain it to a 6-year-old. And so it goes like this. First, I wanted to dive into astronomy and astrology and the movement and how we're all moving together and just get a visual of the movement of everything and how that all relates to and ties and is the same as the movements of the cells in our body. Which brings me to one of the next topics I'm going to dive into is quantum what? I want to explain quantum fields in a very simplified way for you. And then I want to compare that idea of quantum awareness to carbon awareness. And I think by maybe having an understanding of the quantum world and then comparing it to carbon-based things, I think that that will be a nice bridge. Boom, from carbon to quantum. So anyway, and then too, maybe we'll kind of touch on wormholes and stargates from there, and then life in other galaxies. Those two might go hand in hand, but I have some pretty neat information I'd like to share with you regarding lots of life. Just wait. And two, again, this topic kind of goes hand in hand with that, but I want to talk about dimensions and the difference between densities and dimensions. Yeah, really cool, amazing people. Oh, in my next video, I'll give you an idea on what to expect. So I suppose this is kind of like the syllabus. I'm giving you like a little verbal syllabus. There's certain people that I have in my brain that we can discuss that will really help us dive in and simplify these topics. So, and then we're going to go into Earth's history in relationship to galactic history. There we go. Then we're going to start talking about some ascension. Nice words. I want you to know what it is exactly. I know we hear about it, but what does that mean exactly for us? What does that mean for us on a cellular level? Because it's happening right now. Right now. Watch for it. Look for it. You're ascending. You're receiving information and downloads and codes, even as we speak, my loves. It gets weird. It gets weird, but it's real, and it's you are divine, and this was hidden from you. This was taken from you. Well, and then I'm going to talk about like maybe some hybridization programs, a little DNA, a little blood types, stargates, all this stuff. It goes on. It gets really deep. Like I have some really cool quantum formulas I've heard. We're going to talk about actual technologies for space travel. There's propulsion. There's I want to dive in. I don't want to go too deeply, but we're going to go into lots of topics so that I hope in each of these topics, it's not the knowing, it's just, mom's just giving you a little seed. So take it, and grow it because it's on. And as you get a little spark, a little seed of thought that, oh, there's another way of looking at things. Has nothing to do with books, has nothing to do with anything that anybody has ever been able to explain within this here and now. Like this has nothing to do with university education. This has nothing to do with spiritual religion. This has everything to do with you going in, discovering and exploring that space between the carbon. Yeah, there's